Good morning, everybody. I am Nicole Carlton. I'm the Commissioner for the Division of Emergency Medical Service, and I would like to welcome you to the graduation ceremony for the class of 2018. I'd like to welcome our special guests. We have Councilman Matt Zone. He is Ward 15 councilperson. He serves as the Public Safety Chair. Public Safety Director Michael McGrath. I think I have Assistant Safety Director Edward Eckert here. Chief of Police Calvin Williams. I'd like to recognize Care President Paul Malouche and Second Vice President David Jockers. EMS administrative staff. The Public Safety Recruitment Team is up in the balconies there. And I think that's it for our special guest. I'd like to welcome cadets, family, and friends. If everybody can please stand for the benediction. We have paramedic, who's also Reverend David Ensman. He will begin. And if you can remain standing through the national anthem, which will be sung by Cleveland Police Patrol Officer Pete Williams.
In the words of Elizabeth Kubler-Ross, the most beautiful people we know have an appreciation of sensitivity and an understanding of life that fills them with compassion, gentleness, and a deep, loving concern. Beautiful people in our world do not just happen. They live their values of creation actively. Let us pray. God of all creation, we thank you for these men and women who commit themselves this day to the values of your sacred creation by serving the community of Cleveland as EMTs and paramedics. Keep them safe in their endeavors in serving the sick and the injured. May they be filled with your wisdom in serving the people who live in and visit the city of Cleveland. May they recognize that this is more than a job, but a true cause to serve all people. May they be even better caregivers as they progress in service to all, and give them a sense of true passion for preserving quality in life. May their works be a reflection of your love for all creation. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we launched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. I would like to introduce Public Safety Director Michael McGrath. He will provide some remarks, and he will also provide the oath of office to the cadets. Director McGrath has been a strong supporter of the Division of EMS, and I'm sure he will probably tell a story or two about the time before when he was a police officer and before EMS was started, the care that was actually pushed upon them to do before EMS was actually implemented. Director?
Thank you, Commissioner. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Family, friends, thanks for being here today. The Commissioner kind of put me on the front right away, saying I'll provide some stories to you. I could, but I'll just sum it up real quick, is that, I became a police officer a few years ago, and when I became a police officer, there was no EMS in the city of Cleveland. What we had was fire had their tactical units, but police had station wagons. And you would transport the sick or first responders would be police officers in station wagons. And myself, being a young police officer in fairly good shape and fairly good size, I was always assigned to these particular wagons, we called them. And believe me, when I saw EMS come on board, I was one of the happiest guys in the world, because that was a very, very challenging, difficult job. If I was to just relate circumstances, I could go on for hours of all the things you're going to get involved in over the years. But it was very interesting, but glad to see EMS on board. Thank you very much. Mayor Jackson couldn't be here this morning, but he extends his congratulations, and he would like to acknowledge each one of you on your commitment to serving the citizens and residents of Cleveland. For the cadets, this is a pretty exciting day, I would imagine. Anytime you set a goal in life and you attain that goal, it's like passing the 8th grade or 9th grade or getting a good report card or making a sports team. It's pretty satisfying. And this particular day you'll never forget in your lives. There's those days that just never go away. And this one especially, because this is going to impact your life, your family's life, your friend's life for a very long time, probably eternity. This will impact your lives. So on behalf of the men and women of the Department of Public Safety, we would like to congratulate and acknowledge you on your accomplishments this morning and welcome you to our public safety family. Those family members and friends in attendance, you should be very proud of the career path your loved ones have chosen and what they have already accomplished. The graduates this morning, men and women sitting before us today, are embarking on a profession that is not suited for everyone. It is a profession where every day when you go to work, you will be called upon to make instantaneous decisions. Decisions that may or may not affect another person's life, their family, for eternity. And I truly believe that's, if you think about it just for a second, that is an awesome responsibility. Being attentive to the needs of others can be messy, painful, and almost impossibly difficult. It takes special people, special person to provide this service to the community day after day. And in order to sustain this service, the key word for me over my short tenure as a police officer is compassion. You all have it in your hearts this morning, or you wouldn't be here today. Please ensure you take it throughout your careers, because that's the key, compassion. Compassion for other human beings. Public service is also more than a career, and you'll find that it's a way of life, because things are going to happen during your tour of duty and you just can't shut it off. So that's where your family support is vital to your success throughout your career. I know a lot of you sitting here today and over the course of the last, whatever it was, 12, 15 weeks, are experiencing many different feelings. Today it's anxiety, a little bit of fear, a whole bunch of excitement, a little doubt. That's all normal. And there are those of you who may feel that you are not ready. You are ready. It's time for you to take the next step and progress in your careers. The EMS Academy staff, Dr. Collins, the medical advisor for the Department of Public Safety, are the best of the best, and they have provided you with the necessary tools to be successful. Now it's up to you, each and every one of you. I would like to acknowledge Commissioner Carlton and her Academy staff for all their efforts in coordinating and conducting the Academy. Thank you very much. Dr. Tom Collins, who couldn't be with us today, for his leadership and oversight. And I just want to sum it up all real quick here. I don't believe there is no better aspiration for anyone than to serve your fellow human beings, and that's what you'll be doing every day, possibly for the rest of your lives. So congratulations. What I'd like to do now is we're going to take the oath of office. Once we do this, you're on your way. You're on your way. No turning back. No turning back. If you do, then we'll send you a bill for all the money we've got invested. Just kidding. Just kidding. But if everyone would stand up, please. And I'm going to ask you, once you're settled in there, to raise your right hand. And then I'm going to ask you to repeat after me. And I'm also going to ask you to state your name. So I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution and the laws of the State of Ohio, the Charter and ordinances of the City of Cleveland, obey the rules, regulations, and orders of the Division of Emergency Medical Service, and will discharge these duties of my office with professionalism and character, to the best of my knowledge and ability, providing quality care to all those in need. So help me God. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations. You are now paramedics, EMTs for the City of Cleveland. I am now going to sit down and turn the podium over to your commissioner, and everyone can be seated. Thank you.
Thank you, Director. Next, I'd like to introduce Councilman Matt Zone. Like I said, he is the chair of the Public Safety Chair Committee. And for those of you that may not know, he actually has supported EMS for an extremely long time, as his family was the actual purpose that EMS is here, with his father's passing and his mother really being instrumental in this division. Councilman Zone.
Thank you, Commissioner Carlton. How you feeling, graduates? You feeling good? This is the quietest graduation ceremony I've ever been to. You come to some graduation ceremonies and everyone's all loud and boisterous. Congratulations. You know, public service is such an honorable profession, and you are Cleveland's ambassadors. You are a public servant extraordinary, and you will be doing tremendous and heroic work for the citizens of not only the city of Cleveland, but for Northeastern Ohio. On any given day, there's over 100,000 people who come into our city for employment who don't live in our city, but you're the people who will be responding to their need. You know, my family does have a unique relationship with EMS. You heard Director McGrath talk about when he was a police officer, the hard work that our police department had to do and how often he was called out on that ambulance squad because he was a big guy and he could carry people. Well, in 1974, my father was a Cleveland city councilman. It was June 4th, and he had a massive heart attack. He fell, struck his head, and severe bleeding. And it took 52 minutes for then a private ambulance service, because the police could not take the body, extract the body out of the house, and take it to the hospital, which was only 10 blocks from our house. We lived on West 61st in Detroit, and St. John's Hospital was right there. 52 minutes before private ambulance service. So after the passing of my dad, I was a little young boy. My mother was asked by the council president to finish out my father's term. And she was determined to work to bring an emergency medical service to the city of Cleveland. And in September of 1974, she introduced the legislation that went on to create the first class and instituted EMS. So I have great appreciation for each and every one of you for what you do. It is an honor to serve and recognize. Come on, Council President Kelly, I'm gonna put you on the spot. Come on up here. That's Council President Kevin Kelly, who has tasked me with the assignment of chairing the Safety Committee. And it's a responsibility that our council takes very seriously. And in a minute you'll hear from Council President Kelly. But, you know, we are so fortunate to have the professionalism of your department, what you do. Now we're have the ability to have academy classes. And so I think this is, Commissioner, the second or third class that our academy graduated. The second class. So you're being trained by the best people in America. So welcome to the family of Cleveland, to your extended family who is sitting behind you. I just share that, you know, there's going to be tough moments when your loved ones are going to come home and they're going to go through some very difficult, they saw something very difficult on the job. Just love and support them. Maybe they might not want to talk about that, but take their mind off of it and distract them, and just know that you have the backbone of your family, and you also have the backbone of your extended family here at City Hall. So Godspeed to each and every one of you, and I feel blessed that you're part of our team now. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. I would like to introduce Council President Kevin Kelly. He represents Ward 13, which is my home ward, and he is a strong advocate of the entire Department of Public Safety and especially EMS. Council President.
Thank you, Commissioner, and thank you, Councilman Zone, Director McGrath. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the City of Cleveland. Welcome to a great career. You all have been chosen. You all took tests to get here. You've all passed a rigorous screening to be where you are today. And because of that, I know that you all could be doing something else. And I just want to let you know that I am very happy that you chose this path, that you chose this course, because throughout your career, you will not remember all the people that you help, but I guarantee they'll remember you. When you are on a call for service, you are the most important person in their life. And I would just ask you to, like, really, as you're on the job for a number of years, never let it become just a job. Always know that you are the person that people are waiting for. You are the most important person in their life when there's a call for service for EMS. So again, I know based on how you got here, the process you went to get here, you're all qualified to do a whole lot of things in this world. So thank you for choosing this path. And on behalf of the thousands of people that you will serve that probably will never be able to catch back up with you and thank you, I want to thank you. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Council President. As you begin your career at EMS, it is vital to have mentors to provide guidance and support along the way. And I think some of you may already have met some of your mentors on your ride time or via the Academy instructors. It is also important for you to recognize that you need to have strong supporters, which may be your family, friends, and somebody to provide direction to you along your way, every step of the way until you're ready to retire. During your time off, make sure you take the time to enjoy your family and friends and continue those workout routines that you have developed during the academy. Keeping your body and your mind healthy is crucial to having the ability to take care of others. There will be days when providing pre-hospital care may feel overwhelming. Remember that you are never alone. If the medical condition is very complex, you have medical command doctors that are just a phone call away. If the task at hand seems too daunting, you have supervisory staff and other peers that can assist you while you're taking care of your patients. You will provide care to those with chronic illnesses that you will see multiple times during the years that you serve with EMS. But there's other folks that you may see one time, and they have a single life-threatening emergent issue. They all place their life in your hands, having the faith that you can help them in your time of need, in their time of need. When there is an emergency and 911 is called, the encounter with your patients and their families is a very personal experience, and your interaction will impact their lives in ways that you may never think possible at this moment. You have the ability to provide treatment, relieve their pain, ease their fears and anxiety, and most importantly, provide comfort during their time of need. Remember, our patients need to feel safe, secure, and cared for. As I mentioned, the impact that you will have on your patients and their families, the biggest impact is the one that the patients will have on you. There are moments that you will cry, and that's what happens when we take care of some of our patients. It's very overwhelming. And there are moments that will bring you joy when you bring a new life into this world. There will be patients who have a significant impact on you as you tend to their medical needs, and there are patients who will teach you. You just have to remember to listen to them, because every person that we treat has a story to tell. Every encounter that you have will define you as an EMT or a paramedic. Always remember, as has been said by everybody up here, that you are a public servant, and the community relies on EMS to care for their pre-hospital medical needs, and so much more. It is your time to make a difference in the lives of those you will encounter. And on behalf of the entire division of EMS, welcome to the EMS family, and I want to say congratulations. And on behalf of Dr. Collins, who could not be here, one thing we know he will always say to you, that the greatest privilege is the opportunity to care for others. I would like to introduce now Sergeant Gwen McHugh, and she will do the presentation of the certificates. And I'd like to extend my gratitude to the Academy staff. Sergeant McHugh and Sergeant Duff, thank you. Did a great job with this class, the second class of 2018, and obviously look forward to our 2019 classes. And if we can have the guests form a receiving line up front, and for the graduates, as your names are called, if you can come forward, receive your certificate, and then we'll do a photo as well. I did at the beginning. You were on my list. Sergeant McHugh.
Good morning. I want to thank all the family and friends that showed up here today. I want to thank you for your support from November 19th until our graduation day here. This is the end of our classroom period, but the learning continues. They will do vigorous ride time in the field with an FTO, and we're looking at least a few more weeks of training, so I just ask you to be supportive. Love them, care about them, because that's what they're doing here for us, for others. So thank you very much. I'd like to call forward paramedic Robert Burrs. EMT Anthony Karam. Paramedic Anicia Chapman. EMT David Coulter. EMT John Kearns. Paramedic Dominique Lee. Paramedic Nicholas Lines. Paramedic David McKenzie. Paramedic Nathan Parker. EMT Kimberly Petty. Paramedic Joseph Roy. EMT Samuel Rose. Paramedic Darby Sandor. EMT Jessica Scott. Paramedic Victor Ugrin. Congratulations. I'm going to have the cadets stand. Turn around. And give your families a round of applause.
You guys can, all righty. They're used to listening to you. I don't know what to say. You can have a seat. I'd like to introduce Paramedic Burrs. He's going to give the class speech. He is a class president. But on a side note, his grandmother introduced herself to me. Where is she? Where's your grandma? And a little interesting fact about Ms. Burrs is that you were the first female fire investigator in Ohio or in the United States. So thank you for that bit of history. So she's all about the woman power, so that's why, congratulations. Paramedic first.
All right. Thanks for introducing me, Commissioner Carlton. My name is Robert Burrs. I'm the class president of class EMS class 18-2. I want to thank you all for coming out today and wishing us a great start to a career with the City of Cleveland. We're graduates of the longest class in EMS history. At over 18 weeks long, we've become sort of a family. This class has spent 30 hours a week together, from our first city classroom retire packages we didn't quite understand to classes on the diversity of this great city, which has welcomed us with open arms. From day one to our final functioning exam, we've stuck together and learned quickly that our classmates would be not only our co-workers, but our partners in the field over the next 30-some years. We were told that nothing was going to be easy about this academy and that this job was going to be like nothing we'd ever had before. From the first day of class, uniform policies and customs were enforced. We've learned to iron our shirts, shine our boots, but most importantly, we learned to be ready for push-ups or a run at any time. We've come a long way from those cadets 18 weeks ago, and I'm proud to call us the city's newest EMTs and paramedics. I remember applying back in September, and then in early November, receiving the first couple calls and emails from the division, and how excited I was to be considered for a career here. I remember meeting some of my future coworkers at headquarters, wondering who was going to make it to the final job offering. It was a stressful few weeks, but the anticipation was well worth the wait. The academy itself was full of long days with a prompt uniform inspection, physical training, reading protocols and general orders, hands-on skill labs, and specific certification classes that were required to work for the City of Cleveland. Some days were longer than others, but jokes and stories between classmates and instructors kept the days moving. We began this class as EMTs and paramedics, but few of us really knew all that much about Cleveland EMS as a whole. We've become masters of Cleveland's protocols and general orders, and we've even learned how to navigate to and from calls on a paper street atlas. The paramedics of 18-2 have realized Cleveland's unlike any job we've ever had before, not only in scope of size, but in call volume. We've learned on our ride time how to assess our patients, treat them with the highest quality care, all the while completing our patient care reports so we can be prepared for the next 911 call. And with over 116,000 EMS runs a year, there's likely one waiting. Our ride time with FTOs across the city has given us a greater understanding of what it means to be a medic for the City of Cleveland. I want to take a minute to thank our Academy Sergeants, Sergeant Duff and Sergeant McHugh, for their dedication to our learning and helping us through this academy. I would also like to take a moment to recognize our instructors from EMS and from outside agencies that many times came in on their own time to give lecture and demonstrate hands-on skills and techniques for us to use in the field. Your dedication to our education does not go unrecognized and is appreciated by all of us. We've learned that on almost all our calls, we're welcomed to the homes of our citizens without hesitation, and we're granted almost immediate trust. We're given private and confidential information freely, and we often find ourselves and our patients in compromising or even embarrassing situations. We're expected to serve with compassion, understanding, and in a professional manner at all times regardless of the circumstances. With that said, we're also welcomed into some of the first and last moments of our citizens' lives. We've been given a great responsibility to uphold the public's trust, and we do not intend to take that lightly. We want to leave today with not only a sense of accomplishment for how far we've come, but with an attitude of gratitude for the opportunity we've been given to represent the city and our citizens every day. Not every call for service will truly be an emergency, but every call is an opportunity to improve the lives of our citizens. In closing, we'd like to thank the city for this opportunity and so many more to come.
That's a very good speech. I think that's one of the best that I have personally heard. This will conclude our ceremony, the graduation ceremony for this group. I would like to thank everybody for coming today and invite everybody back to EMS headquarters. There was a light luncheon that was courtesy of Metro Health. And a big thank you. I don't think Sergeant Harris is here, but she helped with planning of the luncheon. If everyone could please stand for the benediction.
God of creation, we thank you for these men and women who have become members of Cleveland EMS. They are a testimony of your uncompromising love for all creation. May they be instruments of care and concern in serving the people of Cleveland, Ohio. May they be the living examples of what makes the people of Cleveland unique and wonderful. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Thank you, and have a great rest of the afternoon. Stay warm.
Thanks for watching TV 20. We are Cleveland.